What's going on, my people? It is your favorite dating coach for men of color. My name is Coach Deep, and let's jump right into it. All right. There's so many influencers out there, right? And in this whole manosphere, right? There's always coaches. These passport bro coaches is what I'm really going to call them, right? That are getting themselves into trouble out in South America or out in Asia somewhere or wherever, right? Even here in the United States, these guys, some of these alpha male coaches or some of these dating gurus are getting themselves locked up, right? They are getting themselves locked the fuck up, and I've been locked up, all right, when I was younger, all right, and I can tell you this: the last place I would ever want to get arrested and locked up is going to be in some third world country like Colombia or Brazil or somewhere like that, all right. So we got these two dating gurus, right? We got this Casey Redbeard, right? These two Jewish dating gurus, right? We got this Casey Redbeard, right? So he's been doing all these videos, and he's got his IG, and selling courses, right? He's out in South America, and looks like this is all over the whole internet. It was buzzing all over the place, right? He recently was trying to get back into Colombia, and they banned him, right? They deported his ass, right? They deported him. They threw him the fuck out, right? They don't want this pedophile, right? I don't know for sure if he's a pedophile, but they don't want this guy who's, close to 40 years old going out and trying to lure in 20-year-olds to his little parties and things like that, right? They don't need characters like that out there in their country, right? They got enough shit to worry about. Last thing they need is a Casey Redbeard, this Jewish American dude, right, coming over there and hosting, little sex parties or whatever the hell he's doing, right? So, a guy like this is someone you don't want to take advice from, right? And then the other guy here, right? David Bond, he goes by, all right? So this joker, this clown, right? This Jewish American man, right? He got sentenced to 17 and a half years in Brazilian prison. Okay, 17 and a half years in pound me in the ass and in my fucking throat Brazilian prison. All right, I think he's on the run. That's what the news articles and I saw like a YouTube news thing that's what they're saying, like that the dude's on the run. He's out in like Philippines or something like that. They're looking for him. This dude is not going to get away. They're going to catch his ass eventually and lock him the fuck up for 17 and a half years. All right. That's nothing to joke about. 17 and a half years in prison anywhere is nothing to joke about. Right. But in Brazil, hell no, I am not. I don't want to do one day in a Brazilian jail or prison. All right. So, these types of guys, they're passport bros. That's literally what they are. And most of them were hosting different parties and doing all these sex events and things like that, right? Nothing wrong in sex. Like, I'm a coach who teaches guys how to get laid, right? Nothing wrong in having sex at all, right? But when you're going to these third world countries, right, these Brazils and Colombias and Thailands and Philippines and shit like that, right, when you're going over there and then you're luring their women, right? You come in with American dollars and you're luring their women, their girls, right, to engage in all this stuff, right? And then they're profiting off it, right? That's the main thing, is these countries are looking at the fact that these two Jewish guys are coming over here and they're profiting off of our women, right? Because a lot of passport bros, they go there and they not contribute, but they put down on the society. They go there, spend all this money out in that country, buy property at times, just to have a wife or whatever, right? But these two guys, right, they're going out there, they're spending their money, right? But they're also using the women out there to profit, right? So a lot of you guys out there, you fell for this bullshit, right? You booked their events or their parties or whatever, thinking you're gonna go out there and you're gonna improve your dating life, right? Your dating life is gonna really get jump started now, right? You're gonna go out to Brazil and get laid and meet all these women, but you're putting money down, right? You're putting money down to attend events or parties or whatever the hell you guys, whatever kind of arrangement you guys had with Casey Redbeard or David Bond, right? So nobody's dumb here, right? Everybody knows what's going on, right? Like everybody else sees it. These guys are so delusional, right? They're so delusional. Like the brain, they act like, oh yeah, we're doing something so intelligent and smart, right? Their brains are like this small, right? They're so delusional that they think people don't see what the hell is going on, right? It's obvious, right? It's so obvious that and you know, a freaking child can pick up on it, right? So, you know, if you've put money down on guys like this, right? You've done yourself a huge disservice. First off, you've learned no game, right? They're not teaching you any game. They're not teaching. You're not gaining any skills. You're not learning how to talk to women, right? All that's happening is you're paying for an event. You're paying to go out to Brazil, go out to Colombia, right? And you're going, and these arrangements are being made, right? And these women are already under the pretense that they're going to be getting with guys, right? They know that. They know men who come from the West, from these first world countries, America or Canada or UK or Australia or whatever, right? Men who are coming from these places are coming with the intention to get laid. So those women know that, and they know how to finesse the men without the men ever realizing it, right? It's not like even the women here. The women here are not even that good at it, right? Those women are real slick and real smooth, right? They'll play that whole submissive kitten, right? But at the same time, they're milking you guys, right? They're milking you guys. But a lot of these guys, they go there, they don't care because they get what they want, right? It's like a transaction. It's a full transaction. You pretty much are paying for a submissive or a traditional girlfriend or wife or whatever, right? You're paying for it, right? So, you know, point is that a lot of you guys who have been sucked into this, right, have gone to these events, flew out to Brazil, flew out to Colombia, done your passports, all that shit. I mean, I got a passport myself. Nothing wrong with having a passport, nothing wrong with traveling. That's a great thing to do, right? To always be checking out different cultures. But if you're going to a country to meet women, right, especially if you're in a country like the United States of America, right, where there's so many women in this country, right? If you're going over there to date and to get into a relationship because you believe that these are more traditional women, right? In a sense, you're right, but you're completely wrong as well, because now in 2026, these women know what's up, right? These women are also putting on an act, right? Because they're going to gain financially. Again, they just do it better than women here in America. All right. So anywhere you go in this world with dating nowadays, because of social media, because of sugar daddies being so open out there and available, right? Because of now this passport bro movement, everybody's aware. People know what the fuck is going on. Like, you guys aren't hiding. You guys aren't like going through a secret back door that nobody's figured out or nobody sees, right? Everybody sees the back door. Everybody knows the little cheat code, you guys call it, right? So there's you know, there's maybe like 50 years ago or so, you know, that back door wasn't open really, right? That back door, too many people knew about it, right? They used to be calling like meal order brides or stuff like that, and people were real hesitant about that, right? Probably, right? But nowadays, right, everybody fucking knows. Everybody knows what the fuck is up, right? So don't get fooled by these Casey Redbeards and these David Bonds, because David Bond, right, he's going to be on his knees sucking on some Brazilian man dingo. That dude is going to be on his knees eventually, all right? I teach seduction here in the United States of America. Again, nothing wrong with having sex, nothing wrong with going out and wanting to get laid, right? Absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? If you're a straight guy and you want to go out and meet women and hook up with them, I'm all for it, right? But as a coach, as a coach here in the United States of America, I am very against going out to these third world countries because they will find a way to lock your ass up if they don't like something, right? They might not have been messing around with minors, right? But they didn't. Those guys in Brazilian authorities or Colombian authorities, for some reason, just didn't like these guys, right? So here in the United States, I teach you guys how to go out here in the United States, meet yourself women, get laid, hook up, right? If you want to date long term, I help with that as well, right? But because of the current state of affairs, pretty much everywhere, like I said, right? This is not just limited to the United States. With a lot of these feminist movements and just the way the money's going and things like that with everybody, a lot of times it's in guys' best interest, right? To learn how to seduce women, right? Go out to the club on a weekend, go out to a bar on a weekend, right? Go out to a concert on a weekend, right? Go out, even day gaming, right? You meet a couple females through day game and really, juice them up and everything like that and get yourself a lay and just move on, right? Because a lot of you guys don't know how to do that. A lot of you guys don't know how to get laid. And you want to get laid. See, subconsciously, right, in the mind, you want to get laid. So you think the only way to get laid is going into a relationship, right? And that is completely false and untrue, right? People hook up all the time. Dating app hookups have decreased actually because a lot of women are now selling themselves through these apps. But if you go out in person, you go out to the club, you go out to a bar, you go out to an event, and you're in person meeting a woman, that's the only way you can attract somebody. A woman is not going to be attracted to you just through dating app profiles, right? It's going to be the interaction that you have, right? The dating app profiles or with the photos and the bio, that's just like a resume. It just kind of gets you into a door, right? It just opens a door, right? But when you're actually interacting with females, whether it is over the phone or definitely in person, you're gonna have to have game. If you want to get laid, it's not just going to be the days of Tinder hookups have really been going downhill, right? It's no longer just, oh, he got some good sexy pictures and then you meet up and hook up, right? Those days are like pretty much gone. Now it's people know that pictures can be doctored through AI. Like people, anyone can just go get professional pictures done and post them up, right? So women are picking up on this stuff, right? They've been doing it longer than men have, right? They've been doing the whole switching up the photos, photoshopping and things like that before guys was doing it, right? So again, here in the United States, I can definitely teach you how to seduce women, right? You don't have to go out, be like these Casey Redbeards and these David Bonds, right? I mean, seriously, like I said, I've been locked up before here in the United States, right? And I do never, ever in my life would want to be locked up in a Brazilian fucking prison, all right? Like that, I'm scared to fucking death just thinking about it, right? I'm scared to death just thinking about it. I'd rather go sit in Rikers Island for a fucking year than spend a month in a Brazilian prison, right? So all these dating gurus, these David Bonds, Casey Redbeards, there's a lot of other guys out there, and even here within the United States, you got these Wes Watsons, getting themselves locked up over stupid shit. But really, these passport bros are dangerous. They're going to take you guys into dangerous places. All right. If you learn with me and we go out to a club, we go out to Vegas, we go out to Miami, we out in the city in New York, even here in DC area, there's plenty of options here in the United States. But let's say we're out in Vegas, right? Vegas is one of the best places for night game, right? We're out in Vegas, we go out to a club, right? What are all the women out there for? They're out there to meet, why are they all dressed up, right? Well, why they got them little mini dresses on, right? They want to meet men, right? The reality is those women want attention from men and want to meet men, all right? You just got to learn how to get in and seduce them and interact with them and get them back to your place, all right? So stay the fuck away from these David Bonds, these Casey Redbeards. It has nothing to do with anyone being Jewish or anything like that. Someone sees this and starts crying, oh, I'm saying shit about Jewish people. I say shit about everybody. I say shit about black people. I say shit about Chinese people. I say shit about white people. It has nothing to do with that. Just stay away from passport bros. if you don't want a 17 and a half year sentence in a Brazilian third world prison.